First we make the sandwiches, then we own the restaurants. First we clean the houses, then we own every house on the block. And then we believe in ourselves, we work hard, we take full advantage of the American dream and the opportunity. And then we end up with a Hollywood star on the block in Los Angeles. Play with it.
You probably already know Pitbull as the suit and tie wearing club hitmaker, who has been topping the charts for nearly 2 decades. Beneath the fame and accolades, though, lies a deeper story which is less spoken about. One that is rooted in a fight for freedom, survival, and sheer determination to live the American dream. The Cuban American went from being a Miami street rapper to becoming a global megastar and a business mogul. But to get there, his journey was far from a straightforward one. In June 1962, a young couple fled from Cuba to Miami as the country was in turmoil due to a socialist regime under Fidel Castro. Leaving the shores of Havana behind for better, safer life, they were in search of the American dream. Facing tough financial issues, they not only began selling cocaine, but also became addicted to the drug, as their new home was the coke capital at the time. On January 15, 1981, they brought a baby boy named Armando to the world, who is now known globally as Pitbull. This was the same year in which Miami recorded 621 homicides. Pitbull's mom began to raise him alone after his father left, and he learned how to speak English by watching the kids' show Sesame Street. Now being raised in the little Havana district, he witnessed crime and poverty. Growing up in the gritty pockets of the city, Pitbull had to find ways to survive. He fell for the allure of fast money by dealing narcotics on the streets, causing his mom to kick him out of the home at the age of 16, and later finding out his dad had passed away that same year. The 305 youth did whatever he could on the streets and got a chance to see entrepreneurialism at its core at a very young age, just with a different product.
Growing up in Miami in the 80s, coming from that mentality and understanding supply and demand at its finest is what allowed me to apply that to the music business.
He found a passion for music that served as an escape for the difficulties he faced. And it wasn't long before he started getting involved in the local music scene. The teenage rapper developed his lyrical skills by battle rapping on the streets of Miami. He would regularly attend rap battles and local gigs to get his name out there, and started gaining more traction within the local scene. Recognizing his talent, his drama teacher Hope Martinez helped him become an extra on the set of a DMX video. At the shoot, Pitbull homie got cocky and told DMX that no one in the room had anything on his boy. This instigated an 8-round rap battle between Pitbull and DMX's prodigy, Rough Rider member Drag On. While Swiss Beats and producer Irv Gotti were watching, Pitbull won. After the battle, Gotti asked Pitbull if he rapped. Thinking he was being cool, Pitbull said he only freestyled. Gotti pointed out that freestyling didn't make money and said Pitbull should start writing some music. It was from that moment that Pitbull began taking things to the next level.
Music, patience, passion, perseverance equals success. I think if you're a good person, good business, and work hard, create that reputation, the puzzle comes together.
Pitbull's big break came when Lil Jon spotted his talent in the early 2000s. His feature on Lil Jon's King of Crunk album in 2002 was a game changer. This led to the debut album, Miami, in 2004, with the hit single, Culo. Despite the success, Pitbull had to navigate through the rough waters of the music industry. Being a Latino rapper came with its pros and cons, and Pitbull struggled to stay on the path of success. One major hurdle was finding a record label that believed in his vision. He signed to TVT Records, but claimed he was working like a slave to promote his album, and he urged fans to boycott the label. Pitbull's time with them ended when the label went bankrupt in 2008, almost derailing his career. Hungry to make it big, he bounced back by securing a deal with Polo Grounds Music, showing that resilience is key.
We've been here fighting and, you know, paving new ways and finding our own lanes within the game and find a way to survive independently like we did. So I'm no longer an artist. Now we're business partners with these labels.
You're a business.
There we go.
This deal allowed more room for endorsements and brand deals. This time around, he knew that to have longevity in the music game, he needed to be different. Pitbull started off in music wearing baggy jeans and had his hair in cornrows. In 2007, he presented himself as a bold-suited, Boothe business magnate. It was clear that he had made a definite turn towards making mainstream, radio-ready pop singles. He was now effortlessly switching between English and Spanish, reggaeton and dance pop, amassing a huge crossover audience in the process, but leaving fans of the original rapper Pitbull behind. In 2011, he released a song, Give Me Everything, featuring Neo and Afrojack. It became a global #1 hit. After that, Pitbull went mainstream for good. The now Mr. 305 was featured on Jennifer Lopez's song, On the Floor. The song was a massive worldwide hit, peaking at #1 in many countries and reaching #3 on the Billboard Hot 100. This gave Pitbull major international exposure.
See, if you're always winning, then you don't really understand what it is to win. You got to take those losses. You got to take those hits. There's got to be the valleys, the peaks, the ups, the downs. In order for you to, when it does happen, you go, wow, coño, qué rico. You know, this is what it's all about.
In a single year, the global star is able to perform in 25 countries and as many as 150 shows, living up to his Mr. Worldwide nickname. After dropping more and more hits, it's fair to say that Pitbull now had music figured out. It was now time for him to tackle the business side. At this point, many fans were now criticizing his current, more polished style as a sellout. With this big shift in his image and in his sound, you can see why fans felt that way. He had originally entered the music game on the backs of his rugged street image, but he was now strictly doing pop music and being almost unrecognizable from his original look and sound. It seemed like he was doing this to be more marketable, but did not want to limit himself to hip-hop. Pitbull recognized that his music career could serve as a platform for broader business. His success has allowed him to branch out into various entrepreneurial ventures. He launched his line of fragrances and has partnered with major brands like Pepsi and Kodak. These weren't just endorsements. Pitbull was deeply involved in their marketing strategies. The total earnings from these partnerships are in the millions, given the high-profile nature of the brands and the depth of his involvement. One of Pitbull's standout ventures is his vodka line, Volley 305. Marketed as a low-calorie premium option, targeting health-conscious consumers, the legend clearly has an eye to spot market trends and capitalize on them. Does Pitbull's desire for commercial success mean he's a sellout? Or did he just choose to take a different path in order to have longevity in the music industry? The hitmaker still adds elements of his old rap flows in his music and has never forgotten about his roots back in Miami. The former 305 resident helped launch an educational foundation in 2021, opening the first school back in Miami. He might have left the rap beats and his street look behind, but he didn't forget the people where he came from. He still continues to collaborate with hip-hop artists such as T-Pain and Lil Jon. When asked about the sellout claims in a Vanity Fair interview, he replied, "They're right. I did sell out. I sell out arenas, I sell out stadiums, I sell out a bunch of things all around the world."
Because while everybody's over here being cool, and I tell people this all the time, there's no future in cool. That's a trend, that's a fad. It comes and it goes, just like dope money. Dope money comes quick and leaves quicker. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Pasos cortos, vista larga.
One thing we can call Pitbull for sure is an inspiration. He rose from the tough streets of Miami to become a global star and business person. Despite being dealt a bad set of cards, he made the best out of his situation and took what he learned and turned it into positive. Even though he left the sound and image he came into the music game with, he continues to give back to the less fortunate and pay homage to his hip-hop roots, showing that he still respects the culture that put him on the map. Pitbull's story is one of grit and determination. His journey shows that with talent, hard work, and smart decisions, you can achieve extraordinary success.